Welcome to Plant-Based Portfolio, where we explore all things related to investing and trading plant-based stocks. Whether you live a plant-based lifestyle or not, we help you to put your money where your mouth is and invest healthily in companies that align with your values. In this video we will do a deep dive into Oatly, everyone's favorite plant-based dairy alternative company, and examine the strong promise it holds in a growing plant-based food industry. After this video you should have a strong understanding of the value Oatly can offer its shareholders in the next 5 to 10 years. Before we start, please go ahead and smash that like button to let the YouTube algorithm know that you love this kind of content. Subscribe and click the notification bell to catch the latest videos. Thank you. Now, let's drill into it. Recently, the share price of Oatly, along with the other publicly traded plant-based companies, has been trending downward. The 52-week high was $29 per share back on the 11th of June, 2021. Ever since then the share price has trended downward, while Oatly has been growing tremendously. Thanks to prime product market fit and an expanding retail footprint, the march towards profitability has been tough. More specifically, achieving free cash flow, which is what moves the share price over the long term, has been challenging. With year-over-year revenue growth of 53% in Q2 2021, the profitability problem does not lie with revenue. The problem lies with the expenses. And as we see here, the cost of goods sold is the largest expense. As you might have guessed, the largest expense at Oatly is oats. Unfortunately, oat prices, like many other commodities, are rising due to drought, inflation, labor shortages, and logistical delays. Oat prices have nearly doubled in 2021 and this certainly has had a negative effect on Oatly's march toward profitability. Olvera, an agricultural economist, expounds upon this in a recent Market Watch article. There's not likely to be a lot of oats around ahead, he says, and they're a breakfast staple for things like oatmeal and other products that include whole grains such as breads, some breakfast cereals and snack bars. Drought has plagued major growing areas across the northern plains, as well as the southern prairies of Canada, where spring wheat and canola are grown, says Olvera. While the biggest effect of this shortage is likely yet to come, there are some ways to manage this rising cost. One way to manage these rising costs would be to bring oat growing and harvesting in-house to create a vertically integrated oat product producer. But this action would only protect Oatly from pricing premiums in the commodities market. Owning traditional oat farms would still expose Oatly to weather, labor, and logistical risks. To address this, Oatly should consider using vertical farming, particularly in Asia and America, Oatly's fastest growing markets. What is vertical farming? Vertical farming, also called indoor farming, is farming vertically in stacked layers. It is growing crops up instead of out, and these farms exist in temperature and LED light controlled indoor environments, often using hydroponic, aquaponic, and aeroponic techniques. This would allow Oatly not only to have more frequent and larger oat harvests, but allows for consistency in the taste and texture of the oats across all of Oatly facilities internationally. Vertical farming also eliminates the need for pesticides and genetic modification, as oats grown in a controlled environment indoors do not have insects, pests, or other pathogens that typically destroy crops. Use of robotic automation means that these oats can be planted and harvested 24 hours per day 7 days per week with less water and land consumption than traditionally farmed oats. Placing vertical oat farms close to consumers means that reinforced supply chains would demonstrate more resiliency, reducing shipping costs and lengthening of product shelf life, and production would be dynamic, meaning that the amount of oat production can be adjusted depending on oat demand. With 6 to 8 harvests per year, a vertical oat farm can slightly increase or decrease output of each harvest, tailoring it to meet the needs of the market much better than the twice per year harvest of traditional farms. Such an undertaking would cost millions and take a few quarters before the effect would be seen, but the benefits would be enormous. And the optionality from bringing oat production in-house would allow Oatly to create new oat products, which fits in line with Oatly's plans to build an oat research and innovation center in Lund University in Sweden, noted in the Economist article. Oatly expects to add around 30 new scientists to its global team based in Lund over the coming year. The old dairy giant has also announced the potential to onboard up to 100 new researchers across its research hubs in Europe, the Americas and Asia. The company is experiencing impressive growth as demand for all dairy products explodes globally. This is great news and really emphasizes the strength of Oatly's leadership and their focus on strategic investment. Final thoughts. Oatly, along with other plant-based companies, will likely continue to have cost challenges in the near future. However, vertical farming is just one example of how Oatly could cut costs and drive towards profitability, potentially 10xing in the next 5 to 10 years. We are eagerly looking forward to the Q3 2021 earnings report to hear strategies Oatly has put in place to mitigate the inflation risks. Many thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you gain value from this video. Please comment below and also let us know what other kind of content you would like to see. Thank you again, and please check out some more plant-based portfolio videos right now.